Your hero has arrived.
Why did you come here?
Whose land is this? My land. You like women?
That's my weakness.
Shomikasi. That's how you are.
I don't know what she said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil. Yo, Sage, their time is over. We got to take back control of our home.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
Evil surrounds my heart.
All right, finally, here's my review on Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. The movie starts off with Leonardo DiCaprio's character arriving in the Osage Nation, native to the Osage Indians in Oklahoma. Martin Scorsese actually filmed this in the actual location, received the blessing from the chief Indians of that tribe, and I believe made a very respectful and honest depiction of what happened in history. And this history has been buried for a very long time. So this movie is super important to get out there so people understand, just like the Tulsa riots in Oklahoma also, that this minority of people, just like the black community, was taken advantage of. So this movie depicts white interlopers coming into this community, trying to exploit these Native Americans for the oil they found on their land. And the land was supposed to be barren and not very valuable, but they got lucky and became very wealthy. It depicts them showing tactics of marrying Native American women and just for the sole purposes of inheriting their wealth, and if after their death. So it's about a string of murders that went uninvestigated, and in the title of the book called Killers of the Flower Moon, which this is based on, it talks about, I think it says Killers of the Flower Moon and the Birth of the FBI, which is in the movie Jesse Plemons comes in, and he has a strong commanding performance as the leader of the Bureau of Investigation. Not quite the FBI yet, and he comes in later in the movie trying to solve the murders, and I appreciated how strong of a performance or commanding his presence was, coming in so late. But Leonardo steals the show, and Lily Gladstone, like it says in the trailer, definitely is the soul and heart of the movie. A lot of the things that happen are just very like reality is stranger than fiction sometimes, but that's what makes it such an honest depiction, that these Lily Gladstone's character, Molly Burkhart, who married Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Ernest Burkhart, were truly in love, and I felt that their performances depicted that. I believe that they were in love. A lot of frustration comes from how you could be so blind to certain things, but love makes you blind. This movie is beautiful too. The cinematography was so picturesque. Every frame feels like I could have put the painting on my wall of it. And if this is Martin Scorsese's last film, this would be such a pleasure to go out on. I hope we get another one just as strong, but I feel like this might be his magnum opus and his love letter to cinema, because he uses a lot of the typical Martin Scorsese. I don't want to call them tropes, but you can see a lot of styles coming in this movie. Like towards the end of the movie, I got such heavy Goodfellas vibes, and he weaves together so many different genres in this so beautifully and so well paced that there's no fat on this story, even though the length time is very lengthy, coming in at a whopping 3.5 hours. But every scene was important. I don't see anywhere that they could have cut it down to enhance the story, because I felt like every part of it was important. It didn't drag the shoe leather, which is a saying about like if someone were to walk in the door, it doesn't show them walking from the door to the counter. It just shows them go straight to the counter. Like he doesn't explain things as much. He lets you pick up on all the different characters, and there's a big cast in this. Just like Oppenheimer, you see big names coming in for very short periods of time. Brendan Fraser's character was featured in the trailer, and I was excited to see his performance. It was a lot more brief than I was led to believe, but he did a very good job. I seen John Lithgow in there, and had a very short part. Who else was? There's a lot of, even the mains. Martin Scorsese cast a lot of the same actors, but they're not necessarily well known. But they do very well. Every extra, the set design, the atmosphere, it oozes authenticity. And the main thing I could describe this movie as is dense with story. It's a story as old as time itself about greed. And the one thing, I went with my friend, and he made a comment that how relatable, even though this is in the past, the events can be in this modern day and age. Although it's a very dark subject matter and a hard watch, there's a bunch of levity in it, and I appreciate that Martin Scorsese is able to inject a little bit of nuance into it to not give such a bleak story. There's moments of comedy in there, but I wouldn't say comedy, but just it's it's just the levity to lighten up the situation. It's like so ridiculous that these things happen. The one thing I also noticed in it was how well you felt this presence of like paranoia representation for the Native Americans, how it just, you can see how the white interlopers are like vultures coming in. So from the official teaser trailer, I felt like the scene where he says, can you spot the wolves in this picture? And then you see the group of all the white people looking up straight into the camera, peering into your soul. There's like a undertone that's through the whole movie that this picture, this scene embodies just in that one moment. Um, you can feel the evil, the hate in there, and Martin Scorsese is a master at capturing those things in a single frame, fitting so much detail into it. Like when I said the set design was so crazy, um, it's one of the best looking period pieces I've seen ever. I believe that they were in that time period. And then also the way that they spoke the native language and had the actual natives from the Osage community playing roles in this, it bled authenticity. And I am glad to get to see this in the theater. Um, this is the reason I go to the movies. This, in my opinion, just like Oppenheimer, is true cinema, and I just hope that we continue to get good projects like this. But my name's Lord Bison. Thank you for watching my first review. I'm gonna do more reviews. I might try to do some analysis on movies that I've already seen and try to give my opinions on those. I also do music on this channel, so most of the time what I'll be posting is my original music and maybe some DJ mixes, reactions, possibly. Subscribe, please. Hit the notification bell, and I will see you soon.